Alrighty, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. My name is Bojan Petreski. Today is March 15th, 2023. I'm still having a couple of issues here with my camera starting to load in. It doesn't look like it wants to, but we're going to be getting started with the session nonetheless. For those of you that are not familiar with it, this is the today's chat room key. Actually, it is not. Why is no? It is 85919. Sorry about that. I thought it didn't save when I overwrote it, and I thought that was the default. Um, so 85919 is the room key for the chat room for today. You can actually go to the web.speakup.info website, and you'll be able to get into the room with that key. And for those of you who are watching this recorded, feel free to join us next time so that we can get through the session and go forward with it. We're going to go ahead and let the disclaimer run on the bottom so that we know that this is for educational and instructional purposes only. And while that's happening, let's see if my camera will want to work today. For some reason, it did not want to still. um, yeah, looks like it's just not one. And you should still be able to hear me maybe a little bit better now. Um, yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with our session for today. So first things first, are there any questions, any comments, any concerns over the past month that we haven't met for it's been some time now, really. There we go. It looks like the camera is finally working. Thank God. Okay. All right, so we're good to go. So have there been any questions, any comments? Anybody have any concerns that they want to share in the chat that we should look at before we dive into today's session on what we have in front of us, what we're going to be looking to do, and so on. If there is, please feel free to type them in the chat room there. Speak up. And again, if you don't know the link, you can download the app, or you can just use the chat room key on the web version as well. So other than that, though, let me go ahead and pull this down. I'm going to share the chat room key for every once in a while, just so everybody sees and knows what we're doing. Let me turn on Ninja, and we'll be good to go. All right. Let's let everything load in. It's been a bit of a roller coaster lately, right? With the markets. If you've been looking at this and following it, everything from equities to crypto has just been moving quite a bit. So, which is awesome to see. I'm just going to pull these down a little bit so we fill in the space. And that's all we have. All right, we're still letting everything kind of load in. Obviously, after a reboot, typically it takes a little bit of time. We should be good to go, though. And right now we are. So let's take a look at some of the trades that we took from last time when we were here, which was, it was actually, I think it was 3 trades in total that we had. We had a Bitcoin 1 hour setup that ended up, I think, getting canceled. It never filled. So that was this trade here, which we can look at on TradingView. But the bottom line was it was a long that it was going to expire essentially after, you see it was currently on the 5th one, after the 7-hour mark. So basically plus 2 hours from the time of seeing this trade, this was going to get canceled. So it did end up canceling, if I'm not mistaken. Then again, it's been a month, so let me double check. Trying to pull this up here. It's refusing to open. So let's just open up TradingView right now, and we can, which is open here, Chart Plus. All right, and let's do that. And that. So the last time when we looked at Bitcoin, we were looking on the 15th of February. We were looking to go long. Looks like around 22,479.9. So let's just go back in time on the 15th. And realistically speaking, this is how you would do a backtesting strategy. Now, this is going to go quite a bit of ways. Okay, we're set the 15th, which is right there. And there's our little marking. And we see Bitcoin exploded from there. I was trying to avoid to see that, but it's okay. So this is what we looked at the time of our trade here. And let me just go all the way back on both so that it's nice and fair. And we should see the market's probably going to be right here somewhere. Oh yeah, because we drew it only on that one. So we'll just do a market replay. Don't exit. We're going to do market replay up to 215 right there. Now, ideally speaking, you'd like to have multiple screens so you can compare, but I'll just pull this back up here. So it was around the 6 a.m. mark that we saw this. So we'll pull it down to the 6 a.m. point, which was right here. As you see, we 600, let's just call it right there. Our entry was a little bit further down, so we don't have a fill on it anytime soon, as you'll see. And there it is, already kind of moving away without us. But not just that, right? We had our trade around, like, I think it was like 640, 650, something like that. And it's already at 12 here. So we're definitely past the point to be taking this trade, right? Because our climate would have already changed. So if we were to pull back the climate to, let's see, the 15th of March, right there at 6 a.m., right? This is where we were at. And it made sense to take this trade around this time. Actually, one more. We were on 5. This is where we were at. This is the exact time and location that we saw these markets here when we were trying to basically put this trade on, right? It was around 648 here, and then 648 as well here. So you're trying to, I know this may look a little anal and it may look a little annoying, but when you're backtesting stuff, you need to be as precise as you can be with these things, because of the fact that when you get exposed to do these trades in the middle of it, you're not going to be given any sort of respite, like, oh, well, I saw this and this would have filled, so I'm going to mark it as it didn't fill because, I would have canceled the trade out. That's very subjective, right? In this scenario, we look at it and say, okay, this filled or didn't fill, right? That's the bottom line. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It's just, this is what it is. And it came close, as we see, 648. So now it's already at, let's just call it, 1048 here, probably a little bit more. It's 2 hours past, right? It's 2 hours past right there. At this point in time, even though this trade may still look like it may work, this is a canceled trade because in 2 hours time, that's it. We're on 7 out of 7 on the bottom, and probabilities are still in our favor. However, not as much as they were before. And obviously, the market ended up doing what it was going to do anyways, without you or with you. It doesn't matter, right? So we see that. All right, so this was not a fill. I'm just going to put this away for now. We did have a pretty good trade last time around. Where is my trade screenshot stuff? It's not open. We did have a crude oil setup on the 15-minute that we saw last time. We took this trade. It was quick. I remember that. And this was a quick one, too. It was a one T1 and T2 because you see T1 and T2 were fairly close to each other. It was the first down candle that we saw. And this one just kept ticking us and ticking us and ticking us. And ultimately, though, it ended up collapsing and going straight to our T1 and T2. So nothing else to be said about that one. It happened. It's just that the analysis needs to be just as quick as if this was a stop out, right? And then we had ES, I think, exit. So I think this one also made us a little bit of money, lost us a little bit, then we went in again, if I remember correctly. So bottom line, though, it was, it's documented, it's recorded, it happened, it was according to the plan. That's it. Wham, bam, done. Right? All right. So if there are no questions or any comments on the previous trades, or if there's any other things that you want to discuss, please feel free to let me know. But if not, I'd like to take some time and do a bit of analysis, a bit of psychology like we always do, and then see if we can grab on to anything right before or right at the market open or thereabouts. All right, so right now we have the ES. Excuse me. We have the ES open in front of us here. I'm not sure why I'm not able to see the ticks above. There we go. Just need a little bit more space, I guess. It's a little odd because I haven't changed this in forever. But I am on a different screen, so that might be what's going on. All right, so right now we see that we're just in an overly overextended climate. This has been falling since yesterday. We're currently on, not sure why it says 0, but we're definitely far from this being anywhere near. There we go. That's what I was hoping to see. There we are. So we are above the moving average in an unconfirmed climate. So a little experimentation is needed for this stuff to be confirmed, but especially right in the market open, taking a UFO like this is fairly risky, but it is a possibility that can be taken. If you're a little bit more risk averse, then by all means, wait for the climate to confirm. According to our standard plan, we are going to wait for a confirmed climate on any of the instruments before we go in. Having the ES open right now, we are trading above the moving average. We're in a light climate, right? This is a unconfirmed up climate. We're going to wait for confirmation And then what typically might happen in this type of scenario would be something like a push up. We get that, confirmation up there, and then it comes down and it touches the moving average, right? Let's say the moving average is somewhere around there, and that's when we would like to get in, on a green UFO. So yeah, you might say, well, you're kind of forfeiting this entire move. Yeah, but I'm just confirming that that's the direction that we are going to see this market go. So I'd like to not be the first one in line to jump on the ship to, you know, go in the right direction. I'd like to see a little bit of confirmation, and that little bit of confirmation is a confirmation in the climate, right? So before I kind of veer off too far, uh, definitely join us here on the where is the roller? There it is. Let me just edit this. It is 85919. So the speak up is right there, just not fully edited. And what? Oh, there it is. So that's that. And let's just edit this to March 15th. Hey, buddy. Sorry, my son just decided to wake up well ahead of his wake up time. There it is right there. 85919 is the speak up code if you want to join us while we're chatting live. So that's again 85919. While we wait for this confirmation of the climate to seeing okay, I just did. I just did. All right. So for those of you that are, that were asking for the code, there we are. I see you guys now. I'm sorry, I shared it in the beginning, but I have it shared right now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna do you one better. Web.speakup.info, and I'm just gonna put this on right now. Save. Just gonna add this as a ticker. Add. Boom. All right. There it is. There's the code. Yeah, and that's okay. I mean, NQ might is always gonna move a lot crazier than the ES. We can take a look at the NQ. All right, give me a second. Let's load up here. And let's take a look at the NQ, since those of you that are joining live have a preference to the NQ. So let's go ahead and load that up. All right, and look at that. NQ actually has a confirmed climate. It's quite far from it now. As you see, it's past the 2 standard deviations, currently at 143, and 2 standard deviations up is 102. So we'll need to see this fall quite a bit in order to be. All right, so yeah, this would need to fall down quite a bit to get a fill on, but we have a confirmed climate. So this one, if it does, and let's say when it does, we would definitely see and be able to take a trade. Now let's just quickly say 12,066 is where it currently is at. Well, that's okay. No, that's good. 1267. So yeah, this collection of UFOs down here, as well as this one here, will in fact work quite nicely if we get a touch on it. Just in preparation, we can do that. We can put the trade in. So do a buy limit at 1249.25 actually. What is it? 12. And it's straight up skipping the let me just adjust this a little like that. So this will be 1249.25. Yeah. So 1249.25. This will most likely work out for this entry here, mainly because not only do we have two UFOs, but also let's just say this kind of does a little bit of a sideways action like that, right? That means that the the moving average is gonna either move up or stay right around this area where we need it to be to get our fill. But we'll have to watch that because again, we're day trading, so we need to be extremely cautious and very quick on the trigger if we need to cancel a trade, right? So that's where we are right now. Now, as far as because this market moves quite a bit, I'm gonna do a custom strategy, and I'm gonna set this up the way I need to set this up, which will be. It's going to be 2 for now. We're going to add a target, 1, and I'm actually going to put the exact price points. So the stop loss is going to be at 12.019.25, right below this overlapping UFO here. And I swear to God. Okay, the profit target 1 is going to be the difference between T1 and T2. So 12.049 minus 12.019.25 plus 12.049, 12.078, 75 is our T1. Our T2 is somewhere up there in the 12.170s. I'll just put it there for now, like that. All right. And I'm going to put that on for this custom strategy. Now, depending on what exactly happens, you could also take a second leg entry here at 12.039.75. But again, that's for a little bit more advanced work. Yeah, so the first opposing UFO is actually 12.181, 184.50. So let me just pop that on there too. 12.184.50. Hit OK. And now we wait. Right? Now we wait. Yeah. So that was a very good call, and this is the beauty of having working with folks together, is that hey, somebody has the NQ open and says, hey, the NQ is stronger. It's got a confirmed climate up right now. Instead of waiting for the ES to confirm itself, right? We're gonna go ahead and look at the market that seems to be leading it. So. All right, and it is time to hurry up and wait. All right, we do have an update in the climate coming in 5 minutes. So we got, and there we go. We're shooting pretty close to our entry, but you see that the moving average is actually quite a bit away from this UFO. So if this just shoots down right now, I'm gonna have my finger here on the cancel buy orders. It will not actually overlap. So it's very close. Pay very close attention to it. If this just shoots down right now and if it just falls right into our entry, or rather falls right at or near our entry, we're going to cancel this trade because the moving average, the 15-minute moving average the 9 EMA on the 15-minute time frame is not in fact overlapped by this UFO or this one down below. which is what worried me a little bit initially. That's why I said I'd like to see this not just fall immediately, or I'd like to, have this do a little bit of that action right there, right, as opposed to just a straight shot down. But let's see what we're going to get, because that's the NQ for us. Yeah, overlaps on UFOs are nice. They tend to have a stacked effect on it. And a lot of times you will see a reaction on both of them. And typically the deeper one, if you took the deeper one, is the safer entry. But again, that just goes into the plan of, back testing what you back tested and training what you back tested, instead of trying to shoot for the safest one. Because so many times I've seen it where, traders will back test essentially, because you're cold blooded on back testing, right? You're not losing money on back testing. You're losing time because you spent that time to back test. But then they'll start trading. They say, they'll start inventing rules like, oh, well, I have a better entry at this UFO. Yeah, but if you were back testing, what would have happened, right? If you were back testing instead of trading this, would you have taken the more aggressive one? And then what was the result of that? And you say, well, yeah, I would have taken it. And the result was I got T1 and then a moving average stop out. Okay, great. So you missed out on that trade. So, all right. We have a few minutes to a change in climate, which is actually going to bode well because we'll be able to take this UFO here at market. So we will definitely not be taking this one down below, but we will be able to buy at market. Or maybe we not need it. We might not need to buy a market. We can just buy it right here at 12,113.50. We're just waiting for the update to the climate in about 2 minutes, about actually a minute and a half from now to be exact. So this moving average should recalculate and be a little further up here, and then we'll be taking this UFO, as I mentioned, at market. Alrighty, let's see what we got in front of us. Price touching on that UFO. And we will not market sell, we will be market buying. Make sure, because once you click this, you're in at market price. So what do we got? We got 30 seconds to get this recalculated, and then doesn't look like we'll have to go in at market, even though that would be, because this is a pretty wide UFO. We're going to have to make an adjustment on here. And yeah, let's see. Okay, 45. There we go. We're recalculated, and we can take this up here. Now we will have to edit our stops and exits. See, the UFO is there. Let's go ahead and take this screenshot. Save 2023 0315 and Q. Setup. All right, and now looks like we're gonna get filled. Now we gotta move this stuff fairly fast because you know how it moves. All right, now let's do the math on where we gotta get in and get out. So we got in at 12,113.5. Our stop needs to be at 12,069.75. So we have 12,113.50. So our T1 needs to be at 12,157, which which is quite a bit of ways away, 125. And T2 is the same one from before, 12, 184.25. So 12, 184.25. All right. As usual and as expected, lots of movement. I'm just going to take a quick screenshot of this again, so we know that this is now an enter trade. So this is 50-minute entry. Especially when you have the opportunity to do it, definitely do it. If you're trading a lot of these in in quantity, it may even be better for you to do a screen record so you know exactly what to do. So that way you don't miss out. For example, instead of doing these screenshots, you just put on a screen record or even stream it on YouTube to your own private channel and then take screenshots from there so you don't miss out on what was going on. And try to also have the camera on you so that way you can see that there's if there's facial emotions that you're doing or if there's things that you might be looking at the charts and seeing how you kind of react to it yourself. So what bodes well for us is actually the fact that we have a 15-minute UFO as well. We do see price moving quite a bit up and down. That's expected. Something that I do want to do though is that I didn't is our candle of entry. Our candle of entry, which is not shown on here, I believe was this one. And so we have 1, 2, 3. See, I almost forgot to do. I think it was it that one? I'm not sure if it was this one, but let's just go with this one. It's the safer option, safer bet. So we have 1, 2, 3 2-minute candles to make this trade work. Otherwise, we close it at market, whatever the price is. All right. So now we just kind of sit back and wait and video that is, yep. Yeah, the video, doing a screen record with the video will kind of give you a better picture than just a screenshot of a trade. It's going to take a lot more time to review it, but then you'll be able to see what you did in that day. Did you do any mistakes? Were you on your phone? Did you go in the bathroom and then a trade triggered? If you can think of an excuse of something that could have happened in trading, there's a very good chance that it has happened to me and probably most serious traders out there. I mean, anything from missing a trade because you went to the bathroom to, I went to the fridge to grab a snack. Obviously, I'm not in front of the computer. That's when the trade triggered. I wasn't in it, and then it just flew to T2. Now, guess what? When you back tested, you would have actually captured that trade, right? It's going to be in your data. It's going to be, he was, this triggered at, 9:55 Eastern, and I'm in front of the computer technically from, 8 a.m. Eastern to 11 a.m. Eastern, right? Those 3 hours are my trading hours, right? And then all of a sudden and out of nowhere, boom, you miss out a trade just because we're human. So make sure to always factor in for that. You might not get the financial benefit of, and let's just kind of have our finger on the close button here because we have a little bit more time until we have to close this trade at market, which kind of sucks that it, now it decided to go against this when we were actually up for that amount. But that's life. That's trading. We have to respect the rules that we have. So as soon as a new candle prints, we're going to hit close. And you may think to yourself, well, you were up $600 or $500 and you're going to close it for negative 360. Don't frame your mind that way. Frame it along the lines of, Whoa, you closed the trade for negative 300 when it could have been negative, this is probably close to 800-900 bucks. How about that? So I saved 500 or 600 bucks. So yeah, try to frame it a little differently than you close it up for a loss than a win. Oh my god, this is just going haywire. There's definitely a fight here for sure. Definitely a fight here for sure. And our candle went up there, almost closed where it started, and now it's pushing down again. How much time do we have on this thing? Oh, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Come on. And of course, as that closed, another red candle down below. So it is what it is. It was a loss. Um, as I said, it's better than a full stop out, though. Definitely, in my opinion. So let's see if we can, by any chance, catch something else. And there we go. We have a red UFO there. Let me just screenshot this. Save. So 2023, 0315. We have NQ 50-minute exit, and that's negative 1180. All right. And of course, now we have a big move up from where we closed our trade. Now we just need to see a UFO around that area so that we can take it. In the meantime, I mean, this is moving so fast that by the time you switch to it, it's going to be too late. But let's just see what the ES is doing. ES is still unconfirmed. Touched that moving average, but it is not confirmed even after that big spike. That is interesting. Let's take a look at crude. Crude. Okay. Was there a rollover that I had to click yes on? Because I didn't get it. No, doesn't seem to be. Okay. Oh, it's on the bus. Oh my god. I was like, what is happening here? I knew it was a contract. So yeah, that's not tradable. 20th candle down out of typically 7. Let's take a look at the YM. And we have a futures YM. Okay. The Dow is now unconfirmed, and it's a beautiful UFO right there that I wish the climate was confirmed so I could take, because that is just, look at that, from there to the top, right back down. And I mean, and it's already, look how far it's moved away from that UFO. So but unfortunately, no, cannot be taken, and that's okay. Let's go back to the NQ and see what we got going on for us here. Confirmed climate, touched on it, and NQ. No UFOs though, right? No UFOs. Waiting patiently. we are going to have an update on the climate in 4 minutes. But in the meantime, you can see that there's still a fight here. It's still not confirmed which way this is going to go. And to me, it's, looking like going to the downside. However, that's just me being biased. Anytime I think that I should. I don't trade on that. I trade on what the information is presented for me in front of me. And in this scenario, we have an up climate. We may touch the moving average again. I just wish there was a UFO there. In the meantime, I'm just going to open up crypto down below on my other screen, down below in Australia. I'm going to open up Bitcoin here just to see what's going on with it. If by any chance there's any trades there that we could take. Just because right now we're just waiting. See, it's coming close to the moving average on the NQ. There's another red UFO. And now it's back to the origin point of that big move. But as I said, we need something. We need a UFO to get in. Let's see. For those of you that are in the chat box, let me know if there's something you'd like to discuss or look at, or just say what's on your mind when it comes to trading or just life in general, I guess, because right now we're just waiting. And that's a big part of the game, is waiting. Okay, we have a UFO here. It's just missing the moving average. This almost hurts to see.
What was that? It beeped.
Yeah, that's okay.
Why did it beep so loud?
It just does. And we have 50 seconds to take this UFO at market once it closes. We just have to make sure that the climate will be up and to make sure that this UFO actually still exists. So let's have our finger on the trigger here. We just need it to stay alive for another 30 seconds to take this at market, because what's going to happen is the moving average is going to recalculate. It's going to push it a little bit up, and the moving average will be within the UFO. And I definitely like this UFO way better than the one before. Number one, it's not as large as it was before. All right, 10 seconds. Come on, Mr. NQ. Are we going to have to take it at market or limit? It looks like at market. And there we are, recalculated. Oh my God, it was just outside again. It was right outside that UFO, and the UFO is filled. Otherwise, the climate is still confirmed, so it's still a valid trade. But it was right outside it. I mean, this is recorded, so it's not like 9 EMA on the. Let me put it here. 9 EMA. So this yellow line that you're seeing move around here, this one, this one, this one, and this one are all the 9 EMA from the 15-minute time frame. So this is all from the 15-minute time frame. That's what's really nice about NinjaTrader, is you got to actually plug in the time frame you want it to plot from. So this is not the 15 Sorry, this is not the 9 EMA on the 610 tick bar or the 987 volume bar. It's the 15-minute 9 EMA.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go. Lots of fighting here. A red UFO where a green one was. If old doctrine is valid, right? Broken demand is new supply. But I don't really follow that. I just follow the colors of the UFOs. Just easier. Yep. They're hard for me to see. Not sure what you meant by that, Joe. Can you just type it in? What's hard to see, the moving average or which ones? We should be streaming at HD, so it should be okay to see. But let me know if there is. I mean, I can always zoom in. All right, dancing around that moving average. If we do get a green UFO here, there's a good chance that we're buying in a market. Oh my God, as I said it, right? I wish I was making this up, but I'm not. We could have bought at market, but there's a good chance that we would have been filled outside of it. This is though a good one. Let me take a screenshot before it runs away. 2023 0315 NQ number 2. And we're filled, but we got out. Okay. All right. Oh my God, I know what's happening. Sorry. So that was that. For those of you that got filled, probably you got filled and you're doing okay. For those of you, for those of us that are on the shorter end of the stick, I just got flabbergasted just because of my custom strategy thing instead of my 2C 2 contract T1 T2. Yeah, that kind of sucked. But it happens. That's these mistakes happen, especially when you're trying to be quick on the trigger. 9.5. All right, so that's I guess kind of T1, but not really. Our first opposing UFO 12-3-14. I think I know why that was. 12-3-14, way up there. 12-3-14-25. I think I was on the wrong contract on the NQ, which is very sad. But it happens to the best of us. All right, so we're definitely in this trade. Let's see if we can get a new UFO so we can move our trail stop. Actually, because we have the too fast, too soon, too fast, 2F, 2S, too fast, too soon rule. You can actually move your stop now to your entry if you got filled where I got filled. If you got filled elsewhere, just keep on tracking it. But this is moving nicely, and hopefully we'll keep doing that. I just want to see what's going on in the control center. So, yeah, so it stopped me out a couple of times. There we go, new UFO. Move your stop right below it at 1236. Well, I'm sorry, 1475, which is exactly where I moved it. And then this just keeps on going up and up and up and up. It's reaching right at these tops here where it stopped before. If I had another contract, I'd definitely take some off right here at these tops, just because there's just a natural area of resistance. I don't. I only have 2. But that's where we are. Okay, so let's see what we got. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're also welcome to reach out via email, or we can set up a one-on-one session. I just saw your message, Joe. So yeah, feel free to reach out. That's what we're here for. All right, so we're pausing here. You see, we touched that top there. We're looking at this 2 minute. We touched this top area here. Where's my drawing tools? We touched this area right here, right? Let's just call it all of this. And now would have been nice if I released it at the right spot. And now we bounced off of it. Now the question is, if we really are going to move to the upside and keep with this climate, we would see a movement above this area here. But a lot of wicks there, a lot of basically sell orders came from there. There's another rule that is a little bit more advanced that has you measure out portions and sections of how far it moves, and that's the too fast, too soon rule. Ultimately, though, we are in a too fast, too soon position right now because you see we're currently 1.59 EMAs. It's okay, but out of the way where we currently are, we're at 1.59 EMAs up out of typically 1.02, which is 2 standard deviations. So we're 50% above a 2 standard deviation, essentially.
What? But I know I can't hear.
Sorry, but hold on. Should be good now. All right, another. Okay, let's move that there. Is it there? Yeah, 31.75. Wow, my clicking game is on point today. See, definitely something that I would have taken off in this location or this location here before. And now is going to be the question of, are we going to make a run for T2 or are we going to get stopped out where we are? That's going to be bottom line. And like I said, doing this, for example, you see every once in a while, my son pops into the video. Sometimes you got to factor those things in. Like, hey, am I going to get distracted? Am I going to go do other stuff while it's technically my trading time? And you have to make that decision. All right, looks like it's going to stop us out here. Maybe not. Maybe it will. We'll know very shortly. What I was trying to say is, if you're going to have distractions that you know of, sometimes you won't know. Sometimes you will know. Do you just say, okay, I'm not going to trade today? And then that's going to skew your back testing results, because what if that day were the 2 trades that were going to both hit T2 and all the small losses that canceled out the small wins canceled each other out, right? But the big stop outs that get canceled out and you make money on with the T2s, you didn't take those 2 days, right? Then your back testing is shot. I know it's a little unfair to think that way, but keep those things in mind, because what you backtest is almost never going to 100% match what you perform, just because you have to perform, right? You have to be in front of the computer. You have to be here to execute these trades. Not to break any news or anything, but when a good portion of this gets, there we go. So we're set, and we close this trade at a trail stop, which was a nice win. Ultimately, it did end up costing me a little bit more in Q number 2 exit. It did end up costing me a little bit more because of my custom rule that I had down here. But ultimately, the direction was right. The entry was the right place, and everything. And also, just not for nothing, but this entry is still valid here. You can still buy this because the moving average is right there. So, and because this is so far, I am going to do a custom one on this one again, right? And you can just keep doing this, rinse and repeat. Whenever it makes sense, you gotta take the trade. Just think of it that way. If you don't take the trade, then you're not following your plan. If you feel like, oh, I don't think this trade will work out, you're not following your plan. Wait a minute now. Stop loss is 12,190 even. 12,190 even. So profit is going to be 12,206.25 minus 12,190, 16 points and a quarter, plus 12,1206.25. So our profit needs to be at 12,222.5. Our final target is 12,314.25. Done. So this one is pre-filled out. This one is entry number 3. This one is, essentially ready to go. So 2023-03-15, NQ number 3. And keep at it. There's no ands, ifs, or buts. Well, I can't take the same trade 3 times. Sure you can. Says who? There's so many times that I've seen price just bounce between 2 UFOs nonstop, and I'm like, why wasn't I taking every single trade that I was supposed to go short on or go long on? And that's what's gonna make or break things for you. Yeah, definitely. You're definitely welcome to watch more of the recordings. You're welcome to reach out. My email is going to get shared now because we're approaching that 1 hour. Or you can just go right here, tradewithufos.com/Bojan, and ask any of the questions that you need to ask. Check out any information that you need to check out. Ask the question there, send the email, whichever is your preference of communication. We're open for that. It's just a matter of spending the time in front of the screen and making it work. With this trade being our last one, I just want to say that, documentation is king when it comes to trading. So definitely make sure to document not only what you did, right? Oh, I entered here because the 9 EMA was overlapped by a UFO and the climate was confirmed. But also document, this made me feel like I'm pushing my luck because I'm taking the same trade 3 times and I don't think it'll make money. Document that too, so that in the future you can see it for yourself. Like, hey, yeah, actually taking the 3rd try is less probability because of the 20 trades that I took that were the 3rd try around that same area. 15 of them failed. Well, then you say, okay, great. I have a very good probability there that this is not going to work. So about 75% of the time, it doesn't work when I take the 3rd try. So I'm just not going to take it. Boom. Rule set based on backtested data. Not because of feelings, not because of opinions, not because of subjectivity, but because of data. All right. Looks like this is going to fill before we leave, which is nice. Now, this one I already have pre-programmed to give me the proper. There, I do have pre-programmed, but not really. What the heck? How did it not? God. 12, 189.75. And I don't understand why it didn't go on the pre-programmed one. I don't know now. 12 plus 625 minus 1289. 75. It was 16 and a quarter points. Oh, 190. 16 and a quarter. 12, 222, 50. That's where it needs to be. That's our T1. Stops in the right place. Actually, no, it's not. It's supposed to be 190. Okay. T1's in the right place, and T2 needs to be at 314.25. All right, so that's our setup. And let's take a screenshot that we're in. 2023, 0315, NQ number 3, entry. And now we wait. But before we start waiting, we know we got to fill on this one. So that's 1. So then we have 1. That's our entry fill. So 1, 2, 3. So we need a T1 in this little area here, or a stop out. But, you know, either one's fine as long as we get something. Oh, that was a lot of calculators. All right. Looks like it is a stop out. Take a screenshot. Save. 2023 0315 NQ number 3 exit. Full stop. All right. That's that for today, folks. You know, we had quite a bit of trades. It was a fun session. Hope you guys had fun too. I will catch you next time. Thank you so much. Take care.